Let's get busy. Wonderful. Okay. There it is. There I am, sort of. Okay, let's get rid of that. Anyone? There we go. Yay. So good to see you all. Hello, Susan. Good afternoon to you. Hello, Jenny and Mary. It's FriYay, guys. It is FriYay. What a good day it is, too. Yes, share a happy FriYay. Happy FriYay to you, Liz and Rebecca. I got some questions to answer for you, Rebecca. Doris is here. So is my girl Yvonne from Whittier. And Martha. Hello. Hello, Amy. Yes, Kathy, you're right. FriYay. There's Catherine. Diane. Hello. It is Friday already. Can you believe it? And it's also June, you know. I mean, like, we're already through our first week of June, whatever. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. Well, here we are on FriYay, and everybody's coming on in, and I really appreciate it that you guys show up. Hi, Carla. You not only show up, but you share this video, you share what we're doing, and you guys are just delightful. What can I tell you? You're just amazing. Hi, Valerie. Good to see you. Anyway, so today is Q&A day, and you know we usually get a bunch of questions coming in. So let's get down to business. I'm going to give you a couple of things. Lisa said it's a full moon. Thanks for that, Lisa. I'm going to go outside and howl tonight. Ow! We do that. Mark and I do that. We go out on the deck and howl. I don't know what it does, but it sure makes me feel better. I strongly suggest everyone give a howl out every once in a while. Especially because we have such a weird world right now, you know? Don't you feel a little bit like, okay, yeah, howling would be a good idea. Hey, pinkies up if you're howling tonight. I want you to howl. We should all howl at a certain time. Go out there and howl. Wouldn't that be hilarious? The whole world would be going, what the heck is going on? What are all these women outside on their decks howling for? We howl for good reason. So the sprint is starting on Monday. That means it's time to get ready. There it is. There's my howler. Catherine's going to go howl with me. Yeah. All right. Let's do it at 8 p.m. No, 9 p.m. Eastern. Ow, there's Diane. She's already howling. Haha. I can't wait to see it. I am serious. You know, who says women can't howl? It's not just for wolves and dogs. Sometimes women have to go out there and howl. This is a release. Letting go of whatever. Let's let go of perfectionism. Let's let go of all our preconceived ideas. Hello, Vanessa. Let's let go of all of it and howl. I say we howl. 9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m. Mary's in. I swear I'm going out there to howl. And I'm going to have Mark take a video of me howling. You will see it if you're part of the sprint. I'm not going to do it here. It will be in the sprint group. Howling. Oh my gosh. Where do I come up with this stuff? What's wrong? You know, this is dingy. So the sprint starts on Monday, and you know you can find that right there at savingdinner.com/sprint. It's right there. Everything you need is right there. It tells you exactly what to do. It tells you all the reasons why, and it tells you how to set up. And I have another question in here from Cindy, who we have dropped in here. So I hope Cindy's watching this today so she can get her answer. She wrote it in, but I really feel like this was a Facebook Live question. So there you go. All right, look at all these people who are going to be howling tonight. Would that not be hilarious? I wanted to make the news. For some reason at 9 p.m. Eastern, a lot of women were out on their decks howling. I'm going to see if I can get Marla to howl at 9 o'clock. Oh my goodness. We are, well, I am strange anyway. I got my own things. A couple of things. We do have, and by the way, you guys came through yesterday. I'm telling you, we sold a ton of our lovely Perfect Paleo Protein. There it is right there. You know, we sold a ton of this stuff. Had to put in a new order today. And guess what else happened? UPS showed up and we are in stock. Everything is in stock. We have a couple of things that still haven't shown up, but we're on it. So if you haven't gone shopping, go shopping. We've got everything in stock, nothing back ordered. We've fulfilled all of our back orders. And I'm telling you right now, I am feeling like a new woman. You know, it's a new woman. You feel good when you know that you've got things in place and it's a lot less precarious. But you guys have hung in there. You have stayed the course with me. And for that, I am so grateful. You have no idea. You have no idea. You keep me going. And, you know, that's saying something. That is really significant. So thank you for all of that. Also, we have our Leptafix. Leptafix is amazing, you guys. And, you know, if you notice, we don't have supplements that everybody else does. Our supplements are different. Our supplements are because of issues that I've had along the way. And listen, if you've suffered with body clutter and health stuff and all of that, yeah, me too. Autoimmunity, I've told you my story. Plantar fasciitis, thyroiditis, we had 3 huge nodules. You know, I mean, I had all the things going on. So painful I couldn't walk across the room. Disfiguring rosacea. I have been through the fire. And I figured out diets, I figured out stress reduction, and I figured out supplements. This Leptafix will help fix your broken leptin. It's a freaking amazing formulation and it works. So if you don't have it and you've struggled with body clutter and you're wondering why you do everything right and you just can't get it going together, come on, get Leptafix. It works. Leptin is a hunger hormone and it kind of breaks as we are losing weight because it lives in our fat. So as our fat is going out, our leptin's saying, oh, that's, you know, good for you, but man, I'm hungry. You know, it's one of the things. Besides the cravings, we have L-glutamine for that, besides everything else. But when we start fixing all these things and start putting them together, it makes it a lot simpler. And what has come together for me in the past and for so many clients of mine is when you start patching up the holes. You start patching up the holes in your ship, suddenly you have a sail-worthy vessel, and you are able to fulfill your journey. And that's what I want for you. I don't want you to have another carousel of crazy where it's just like, oh, here we go again, I can't do this. No, I'm gonna give you every advantage possible. And one of my biggest advantages, this changes everything, is a game changer, Leptafix. I'm telling you about that because you put this in your cart and whatever else you order will ship free if you live in the United States. Ships free is your code. If it goes over $200, I will throw in a mindful mug. If it's $100 and you want to pay for $5 for a mindful mug, I will get you that too. You will find out all about the mindful mug on the Sprint. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It works. And I'm all in for that on Monday. I mean, all in. By the way, my dirty fast results, I lost 2 pounds. I know Joanne did it with me. She lost 2.5. And you know, I woke up today for the first time not hungry. You know, yesterday I had to grind my teeth a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was hard. But it was worth it. It was worth it. And I kept thinking, tomorrow morning when I wake up, I have 2 ways I can feel. I can feel virtuous and victorious, or I can feel like, you know, I could have done it. I didn't do it. I made a different choice. I succumbed to it's too hard. And I decided right then and there on Thursday, that is not what I wanted. No way, no how. And I went through it, and you know, this is the thing that we need to do. We need to gird up our minds. Our minds are the things that carry us through. It's not the plan. The plan is helpful, especially when you've got all the science involved like we do. The plan is lays it all out so you'll know what to do. But if you don't have your brain around it, it's not going to happen. Amen? I mean, right? Have you seen that? I sure have. I sure have lived it. No, no thank you. That's not what we want. We want this to be the last time. The last time. Otherwise, we're on the carousel of crazy. The carousel of crazy takes us to a place we don't want to go, and we all know what it is. It's insanity. Sheer insanity. So get out of the house. Are there things to do or a supplement to help with depression because of sunlight? Vitamin D all day long. If you don't have our Wise Women supplement, the vitamin D, go for it. This is a game changer. And you get 4,000 international units. You might even need to take 2, I don't know. A strong suggestion, even though this isn't part of the Q&A, is to get a vitamin D test to see exactly where you are. Now remember this, you never want to be in the place, well, oh look, you're in the normal zone. If you're in the bottom of the normal zone and still feeling like crap, that shouldn't be good enough for you. You want to feel optimally good, right? Let's work to the optimal zone. Let's work so that we're out of the yellow. When you get your blood tests, you know how they have the blood tests and they send them to you, at least mine does, and they have the red, the yellow, and the green. You want all greens. Last time I got mine, all green. And everything was in the optimal with the exception of my vitamin D, which was right about average. And so I boosted up my vitamin D. And I will test it again. I've got a test to do it to make sure that I'm in optimal range. Don't you want that kind of a life? Optimal life? It's an up-leveled life. It's not settling for mediocre. No, it's going the full distance. Quick side note here. Yesterday, I had some woman who was on here who shamed me. She said, shame on you for not filling in the blank. She felt I wasn't giving a good enough stand on everything that was going on in America. Yada, yada, yada. And you know, if anybody knows me and has been on my personal Facebook page and knows who I am and what I stand for and has listened to any of my videos, she should have known better. She didn't do her homework because she was calling me out for something that I have already called out personally. So I have this aversion to shaming. Shaming someone is an act of abuse. And shaming someone when you haven't done your homework is just lazy and ugly. So I blocked her and banned her from this page and from my personal page as well. And that is not what we're about here. We build community. We build community, we build each other up, and we bring each other, even in our weakest places, to the place of strength, to the place of overcoming, because we are overcomers here. I don't care what you're going through in your life. If you need me, I've got your back. I don't care what's happening in this world. If you need me and you call me out and you say, hey, I need you, I've got your back. That is my, hand to God, that is my mission in this life. And I will never accept shame from anyone. Shaming someone is the most heinous thing you can do. You shame someone in my community, I am going to be all over you like white on rice because it is wrong. You do not do that to someone else. If you are doing that, you're doing that to make yourself feel good. It's because you're self-righteous and you're arrogant and you haven't taken the time to educate yourself. So I'm pushing it back on that kind of stuff. And I'm pushing back on anyone who tries to penetrate this community, who wants to bring anyone down. And that includes me, and that also includes you. I've got your back, and I want you to know that. And I'm done with my lecture now. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. Okay. So, our quote of the week is, if an egg is broken from the outside, life ends. If an egg is broken from the inside force, life begins. Because great things always happen from the inside. Does that light you up? I hope so. When I consider every quote every week, it's always, will this light you up? If this is lighting me up, is this going to light you up? I think about you when I pick these quotes. And I think about just, I want to be moved and stirred. I want to be having food for thought here. And all week I've been thinking about that. It's an inside job. It is an inside job. And I've said this a zillion times. You know this. And I will say it another zillion times. It is an inside job. Let it stir you. Let it get in your head. Write it down yourself and put it in your journal and let it move you to change. Change is here, right? Change is here for us to grab. How are we going to evolve? How are we going to become better humans? How are we going to love more? We love more by becoming better, by learning more, by allowing things like this to lodge into our most beautiful self. You know that part? And allow it to grow us and to become all we can be. We're here on a purpose. We can fulfill that mission when we are conscious and not just in, Groundhog Day, automatic, whatever. When we're conscious, we're aware, and we want more. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. Nothing wrong. I want more. I want to be more informed, more alive, more empathetic, more loving, more caring, more educated. Nothing wrong with that. I invite you there. Let the quotes move you. They move me every single week. Every single week. As you know, Friday is Q&A. You can always send in a question to me here, and you won't get it answered today. Today is Friday, but you will next Friday. Send it into support@savingdinner.com, and in the subject line, put question for Leanne on Friday. It will be answered for you. I love that. And I also want to say thank you to all of you who support Saving Dinner with our menu planning. That's dinner answers, and $7 a month. We're still in pandemic pricing. I support you in however it is that you eat. If you eat food, I've got a plan for you. It's right there on the Saving Dinner page. Go take a look at it. It's $7 a month. It's less than $10, less than a pizza. And it helps you with everything, menus, recipes, and shopping lists, no matter how you eat. Okay? Go check it out if that's not something that you've been doing. We started this whole thing, and I believe we've got a real good handle on how you want it. Okay? And also just subscribe to our free stuff. Good grief, at savingdinner.com. We have free things coming out every single day. And it's always with an eye toward how can I support you? You want a recipe? Do you want nutrition information? What do you need? Have you considered this? Have you considered that? And just good, juicy information. We get testimonials all the time of just thanking us for the recipes, thanking us for the nutritional information, and thanking us for making it in plain English. Which, listen, I can get caught up in some stuff, but I know that's just like, you don't want to hear about pathways. You want to hear what it's going to do for you, right? I know that's right. Okay, one other thing, and then I'm going to get right into the questions. I have to show you something. Look at this. These are called blank flashcards, and what they are, I bought them. They're little cards with a little dot on, circle on them. I mean, you can buy 3x5s and do it that way, and then they came with all these rings. Well, I'm about to put together like little habit flashcards for myself. I'll share all of this with you at some point. Maybe I'll even put together a webinar about it. I don't know. I bought them for like $8 on Amazon. And what I'm finding as I'm putting this whole thing together, I'm taking my lists and putting them into flashcards. And then I can just go through them easily and get through the stuff so I don't forget anything, because it's easy to forget something on a list, right? So I'm making them up for different things, and I'm going to get those command hooks and put them up on a board. And anyway, fun, right? When we're trying to change habits, we're always trying to cross the chasm. I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic to help you get into that place of being able to cross on that bridge. What do I think of low-carb noodles and bread, etc.? Anita asks. Sometimes I think they're great, and sometimes I think they're just, more garbage trying to pretend. So, meanwhile, like, for example, I love a good hamburger. I love a hamburger. I hate low-carb buns. I hate, well, unless anybody's seen low carb hamburger buns that are decent, let me know. I would buy a hamburger bun for that. Regular buns have about 25, 27 grams of, depending. But a gluten-free one's like about 45. So I was just like, forget that. I'm not going to eat that, but I want a bun, you know. I've done the lettuce. I've done all the rest. I've done it a knife and fork. I want a hamburger, right? And am I going to spend that kind of stuff? No. So I'm using my little waffle maker, right? The little waffle maker, I've shown you that. It's itty bitty tiny, about the same size as a hamburger bun, a big one. And you can make this stuff called fat bread or whatever. I'm sure you've seen it. And it's basically almond flour, egg, and mozzarella cheese. So, you know, and it holds up. That's what I'm looking for. I want holding up. So you can make it in that little thing, or you can make it in buns, whatever. But the point is, there are things out there that can support you. If you find low carb, I've got some low carb noodles that I bought, super expensive, that were hearts of palm. They were decent. I served them for Mark and I served them for Marla, and everybody was like, yeah, they're okay. But you know, it's not the same thing. I much prefer, when you're doing that kind of a thing, we have a recipe for hot melt spaghetti. It's on our website. It's here too, to show you how to do it. It's delicious, and it's using zoodles, you know, zucchini, and we make them using, I have a veggie bullet kind of a thing that I use. I also have a turner thing that you can use, you know, it's like a $7 Amazon item. And those are good. And the way we make them, they come out really well, you know. So that's the important part, is it's got to come out so that it's tasty and it's worth your while. And you know, I'll be the first one to say, I would spend $10 on a box of noodles if it came out like regular noodles and have it as a treat. You know, and even though that's horrifically expensive for that, it's $10 to keep me from going down the crazy town path, right? So it's a switch over, it's a bridge kind of a thing. It can be part of your journey if you want it to be, or you can take it all out. In the best case scenario, you take it all out and everything is salads and chicken and, you know, I guess, you know, I'm just saying that. But anyway, yeah, there is certainly a place for all of that. There's certainly a place for all of it. And today I'm having, this is one of my little treats here. Sure, you see that? Chia seed pudding, made with perfect paleo protein, L-glutamine, almond milk, and a bunch of chia seeds. Probably in my teeth. Always in my teeth. I love it though, and it really helps, and it's fabulous stuff. Omega-3 fatty acids in there. All right, this is from Judy, and Judy says, I bought a rotisserie chicken just so I could try making bone broth from the carcass. You said that you have made it every week. How do you use up all that chicken? We're empty nesters like you, and I get at least 4 meals from each bird. I don't want to have that every week. Well, what we do is we eat it up, and you know, we're home, so for us yes, it is 4 meals, and I have chicken we had spatchcock chicken on Wednesday, and today I had leftover chicken in my salad, tossed up in my salad. I had an arugula salad with some red onion and some almond, or I made a Caesar salad dressing to die for, and also, what else was in there? Avocado. Yeah, very simple. I used everything but the bagel seasoning that you can get. You know, it's so good. And I sprinkled that all over, and then the seed dressing and everything. It was delicious. So I use it in salads. I use it in soups. I use it in whatever, and it will be like a meal. You know, like I can turn it into some kind of a meal, and you can also freeze it. You know, but you know, for us, we can just go through it. We just go through it because we look at, oh, there's lunch. Oh, and there's a dinner, and it works. We also have Marla and Robert over a lot of times when we open up a whole chicken, and that helps as well because then we don't have as much leftovers and always save the bones. So that's how I do it. You can always take that chicken too and chop it up and put it in freezer bags and keep that there. And I'm going to talk about freezer bags in a minute. That's part of my whole thing. If you don't want to have it every week, the other thing is go buy chicken feet. Even Walmart carries chicken feet. They call them chicken paws, which I think is completely hilarious. But you can find them everywhere. You can also find things online, different places to buy bones. Farmers markets are really good for that. Here I live in Transylvania County, you guys. Transylvania County. Here in Transylvania County, we have a farmer's market. It's fantastic, and they've got this whole thing set up for social distancing, et cetera, et cetera. They've done a really good job, and you can also order from each of the farmers. You can order bones, you can order feet, you can order all kinds of stuff. So do that, and keep up with it. I keep a bag of bones in my freezer. I mean, it looks like a trash bag, really. But, we're going to make bone broth probably today or maybe tomorrow. We're down to very little of it, and, we use it up. I used it yesterday. That was my dinner. And then she also asked, can you make pork bone broth from barbecue rib discards? We had St. Louis ribs last night, and they had such a beautiful marrow. It made me wonder. 100%. We have done that as well. So what I do, because my preference is the chicken bone broth, the flavor of that, I like that the best. I've made just pork bone broth. I wasn't quite on board with it, but when I mixed the chicken bones and the pork bones together, it made the most amazing broth. And let me just tell you, that stuff set up, it was just gelatinous. So if you are worried about, you're getting enough gelatin in there, the only thing that I can tell you is make sure that the bones that you have tons of bones, Mary. You have tons of bones in there, number one. And number two, make sure that you are, you're adding the vinegar to pull out all those minerals. That's what pulls the stuff out. It makes it amazing, and I do it, all the time. I get people asking me all the time how I have such nice skin, and I do. I'm very grateful. Listen, I came from the place of disfiguring rosacea. So having nice skin, and especially at 62 years old, is like a big deal for me. And I'm telling you, it's all about the collagen. And by the way, Beauty Support is in the shop again. It came in. So I take Beauty Support, I take collagen in the form of bone broth, and I also take our Perfect Paleo Protein. Yeah, there it is. Vanessa, you've been asking about the Beauty Support. It's in the shop. I should, maybe that's going to be our supplement of the week. But Beauty Support's killer. Killer. And don't forget the Leptofix too. All of the things work together. She says also that they have bone density issues, so I want to get on this bandwagon. The bandwagon is collagen. I always say it's the matrix for calcium because there's more collagen in your bones than there is calcium. That's one. Number two, and critical, massively important, is making sure you're getting Perfect Paleo Protein. More collagen. More collagen. Yay, right? Isn't that what you want? I know that's what I want. And the other thing too is to make sure that you're doing exercise to support your bones. That means that you don't want to do weight-bearing exercise. It makes all the difference in the world. You can do it with bands. You can buy bands on Amazon for like $10 and do all these band exercises, go on YouTube and do that. Fantastic stuff. But we have to do, it's not just about what we eat, it's also about what we put in our bodies. The other thing is, highly recommend these things, right? At least. Vitamin D, bone formation is done with vitamin D, works together with CalMag. Doing CalMag, by the way, doing CalMag with the vitamin D is what instigates all the action from the calcium and the magnesium. All of these things work together. And when we're working things together and we're diligent with it and consistent, we get results. So I hope that helped, Judy. Here's my friend Rebecca. Okay. As soon as I figure it out. There it is. My computer has been massively slow. I don't always feel hungry, but after 10 to 12 hours of fasting, I eat, then I feel hungry and want to eat more. Why? This is so confusing and challenging. Okay, let me just tell you about that. When we eat, when we are not hungry, we are instigating all the hunger hormones. So you've got leptin and ghrelin are now in it, right? They were sleeping, you've awoken them. Not only that, but you've also awoken the sleeping giant, the one that holds all that fat up against your belly, insulin. Every time you eat, insulin comes out in response. That's part of what it does. It's its job. And it helps to put, energy into the cells, but if there's too much, then it goes and gets stored in your liver as glycogen. And then, past tense to that, if there's too much glycogen, it gets stored as belly fat. So your hunger hormones react to eating. And if you're eating when you're not hungry, you cannot heal them. You've heard me say this 1,000 times, so take this to heart. If you're not hungry, don't eat. End of sentence. Do not eat. I don't care if the clock says 12 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. If you're not hungry, skip it. Your body's telling you something. Your body is communicating to you at all times. We just need to take the time to listen. So it can be confusing, and yes, it can be challenging, but it's not if you're listening. Have you ever had somebody say to you, you didn't even listen to me? That's what your body's saying to me. You're not listening. So listen. Become a student of how your body reacts. Your body is letting you know, hey, we're eating now? Oh, I wasn't hungry. Oh, okay, get out all the hunger hormones. Here comes the leptin, here comes the ghrelin, and now let's just keep eating. Let's just keep doing this. You've woken a sleeping giant. So let's not do that. If we can start listening to our bodies and reacting out of the signals that they're giving us, and get out of our head on this, because you know what it is too? This is the thing that just is insane, is that a lot of times we are eating emotionally. And believe me, who knows more about that than I do? I'm a queen. This is my emotionally eating queen crown. I'm not putting it on. No, ma'am. There are other ways to handle your emotions other than that. And what happens with all of this is that, it's part of the whole carousel of crazy. It's insanity, and then all of a sudden, you've lost yourself into this whole emotional slide. And the food is just part of the whole process. So let's not do that. It's a very simple fix, and you need to put that on steroids. I'm a listener. I listen to my body. That's part of your intentions. Set your intentions for the day. I will eat when I am hungry. It's simple. Is it easy to implement? No, because a lot of times what we do is out of habit. We go to the refrigerator. Out of habit, we look at the clock. Oh, it's lunchtime. Not even consulting with our hunger. Not even consulting. But, I'll tell you, Rebecca, you, me, all of us, it's crazy town. It's crazy town because we do this. And especially as a gut knee-jerk reaction to all the stuff that's happening in the world. Oh, that will soothe me. But it never does. I mean, we all know it's an empty promise. We don't get what we need from food except for nutrition. And we certainly don't get, if we're eating crap, we're going to get inflammation. We certainly don't need that, right? Information. Food is information for your cells. It tells your cells exactly what to do. It says, okay, this is fuel. This is inflammation. There's a whole thing going on. There's a whole thing going on. It's super important to start listening to your body. There you go. All right, so Judy has a question. Judy says, just wanted to know some food swaps for radishes, avocado, spinach, and cauliflower. I love eggs, but can't eat them too often because they hurt my stomach. I am 258 pounds. I have absolutely no energy and feel like I'm slightly on the depressed side. And this quarantine, well, let's just say I've cooked a whole lot more than I used to and eaten too. Listen, Jody, oh, I'm sorry, that's Jody. Sorry, I need new glasses. Jody. Jody, here's the thing. You are in the same spot that so many of us are in that we took out all of this emotion, all of this unknown stuff, which made us feel untethered and just scared. And we defaulted to something that we knew gave us comfort. Mashed potatoes are comfort food, right? Mashed potatoes are also an insulin surge and guaranteed to give you a little roll around your belly. That's just what mashed potatoes do. That's their job. So what we have to do is just make some shifts, okay? If you don't like radishes, avocado, spinach, and cauliflower, let's just pull it out, right? Let's just pull it out completely. What you can have instead of radishes, just skip the radishes. The reason we put radishes in is to make it a whole lot more interesting. Now, by the way, anybody who's wondering, what are you talking about? This is the sprint that Jody's talking about, because Jody has pulled up the sprint, and in the sprint, part of the hot melt salad is having all these different things. So they just don't serve her. She doesn't like them, or it doesn't work for her. So you also very obviously, with eggs, you have an egg sensitivity. My strong suggestion is to go with this. Just do this. This is not a sensitivity thing. Listen, I am super sensitive. All of the protein powders in the world, even the ones I used to take, were terrible, you know. They gave me stomach aches. They upset my stomach. It was just terrible. So the collagen does not. It's just very mild. It's very good, and it will help you out. So use the collagen. You can order it now. You will probably have it by Monday if you order today. Seriously, we're on it. We are all over it. The second thing is, as far as a salad is concerned, eat salad that works for you. Just the one we're trying to do is stay away from the higher carb stuff, because we're trying to get into the lower carb stuff. Simple. So do a greens mix that works for you. Skip the cauliflower, eat some broccoli instead. Skip the avocado and use some nuts, and olive oil and different things like that. All of the things in there will be helpful. And I think that, you can just adjust as needed. And just please stay away from, at least for 30 days, stay away from eggs, and then try them back in. Watch everything that you eat and just make sure, because when we have sensitivities and we keep eating them anyway, what happens is we can develop a full-fledged allergy. So stay away from that. And you feel like crap when you have all this sensitivity business coming up. This is your skin, if your stomach can hurt. You can also have achy joints. You can have skin issues. You can have migraines. You can have headaches. You can have a whole myriad of symptoms, It's just, if something keeps coming up every time you eat a food, your body is letting you know, this ain't working for me. So I hope you come into the sprint, and we can skip the salad all entirely for you if that's an issue, and just double down on the hot melt soup. Hot melt soup doesn't have anything in there that will bother you. And again, we've got it set up in a way that will support you on your journey. And I would just invite you, Jody, to really do this, because this is going to help you, and this whole community is going to support you, and you're going to see the needle move, literally, not only on the scale, but just in your life, because it's super empowering to see your just one little tiny action, just a meal, how it can shift things, and we all need that shifting right now. So anyway, welcome Jody, sorry. I keep saying that. Her last name is Collins, so I want to say Judy Collins. All right, this is from Shelly. I love Leanne and her daily YouTube shows. Well, thank you. Thanks for wading through all the nutritional noise out there and giving us the facts. The Wise Women tea is the best, and I drink it daily. Amen. Me too. I just wanted to make sure that the blog from 2011 stands. A no on soy. Thanks, and have a blessed day, from Shelly. Okay, so here's the thing with soy. It's goitrogenic. it's also estrogenic. So if you have had a past with breast cancer, you've had a past with thyroid issues like I have, just say no to soy or very little, because it doesn't help us out. Instead, there's a great swap out there called coconut aminos, and I think it's tastier, honestly, than the other stuff. I think it's massively tastier than soy sauce and less salty. Oh my goodness, what just happened here? Whoa. You know what? When I said the word tasty, all of a sudden, guess who showed up? Siri. Weird. Okay, you never know with this stuff. Anyway, so much better. Get coconut aminos. You can find them everywhere now. I would look in the grocery store. I would look over in like the health food area, even by the soy sauce. I would look. You can find it too, like in vitamin store, like the vitamin store. I've seen it there. I've seen it at goodness gracious, lots of places. Oh, Trader Joe's. They have their own brand, and you can buy it online. But coconut aminos are your friend, and they're a fabulous stand-in for soy sauce. So use that. All right, for my next trick. Okay, this is from Barbara. Dear Leanne, how do you set up and maintain an inventory for your freezers? I live alone but enjoy cooking. I usually cook a meal for 4, eat 1 portion, and freeze the others in single portions in Ziploc bags. I will also stock up on the items I know I will use and freeze them. I need some system for keeping the inventory up to date. When it gets to me a mess with things crossed out and added, I will clean out the freezer and find items that should have been used months ago. I've especially enjoyed your cooking shows. Thank you for taking the time to give me some suggestions for improving my freezer system. Okay, I've got it. This is something that I am well versed with. Let me see. Okay, goodness gracious. And here I am losing my grip. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, not there. Somehow I lost it. Oh, here it is. Good. This is a Ziploc freezer bag. Do you see this right here, this little corner up here? You can write with, and this is not a Sharpie, but you need to use a Sharpie pen. They don't grease up. So you can say chicken, let's say garlic lime chicken. And then today's date, which is the 5th. Okay, I'm just showing you this because I want you to understand that this particular brand, look at that. So I've got garlic lime chicken and today's date. That way you can track what it is. And while you're at it, just put a Google sheet together or put it on your phone and just say, add it to inventory and have an inventory sheet. On your phone, there's a memos part, or notes, I think it's called. And in there, I made shopping lists. I made like standard shopping lists for myself, like, Trader Joe's, get the frozen berries, get the different things on there. Costco, get this. It's all out of date now. I haven't bothered to redo it, but Mark does all our grocery shopping now. So, yay. But the point is this, and this is the strong thing that you want to do, is making sure that you are writing down what it is that you have in there and a date, and it's marked. There's no need to have mystery food in your freezer anymore. Use these. You can also use containers and put on a freezer tape, and the whole thing is to use a Sharpie. They don't run in the freezer. The other stuff runs, but Sharpie is indelible and it stays right on there. And then that way you can look on your list before you even open the freezer and say, oh, this needs to get used up. And as you put it in there, you can see where everything is. You can be looking on there and just start from the bottom up. And on that list, you can see, oh, garlic lime chicken from 6/5, and here it is August, or here it is, even September. I better go use that up. So you go digging, you find your little bag full, take it out, and bingo bango. The other thing is you can take these and put them like in a hot water Like I use a mixing bowl and put them in a hot water so that it can quick thaw. That's safe. You know, it's sanctioned by the FDA that's how you can thaw them out fairly quickly. Don't thaw things out in plastic bags in the freezer, in the microwave, for heaven's sakes. First of all, hot spots. Second of all, the quality will not be there. And then there's the big debate on what it does to the nutrition, which I'm not even gonna get into because I've read so much on that, and you know, I can make a case for either one. But the point is, I use my microwave for warming things up. That's it, if I use it at all. But I mean, weeks will go by and I'll never use it. But don't cook in the microwave. Don't thaw in the microwave, and certainly don't use plastic ever in a microwave. That plastic leaches out. So that's my system, and it works. There's no mystery bags in there. Everything's marked. Everything has its name on it. And if you're writing it down as you put it in, it doesn't have to be a big, you know, flag it, color-coded spreadsheet thing. It just needs to be written down so you know what's in there and you can go digging for it. That works. And it's simple. If it's simple, it gets done, right? Come on. I'm talking to my little, there it is. Let's see. That was from Barbara. This one is from Rebecca. Rebecca again. Hey, Rebecca. She said, I have a few questions. How do you know when bone went, how much water? Let me see again. Oh, come on. How do you know how much water to add to the crock pot when making the bone broth so it gets jiggly? What do you do if the broth is too thin? Okay, well, first of all, it's all about the bones. So you stuff that thing with bones. When I'm making bone broth, now I don't use my crock pot, I use my Instant Pot because I don't want it cooking that long. It fills up the house with that smell and I just cannot handle it. Using the 2 hours, I believe, or 2.5 hours, I don't know, whatever we use on there. But I take my pot, whatever size it is, it does not matter, and I fill it up with bones. I've always got a bag of bones going. I fill it up with bones, and then I add in some feet, and no, I don't brown them beforehand because I found that it's just weird. My daughter Caroline clips the toenails off. No, thank you. I don't care. I just, you know, this is what they look like when they come out. You know, it's not pretty, and it's not for the squeamish, but that's where you get the gel. The feet are full of collagen. So that's how it is that you get, it's not the water per se, it's the bone. It's the bone and the water. And then once it's filled, well, you've got your bones, you've got your onion, you've got your celery, you've got your carrots. We add the herbs. I add 1 bay leaf. I add in thyme, fresh rosemary, right? And then I add in the 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and I add in some salt. Yes, the bones can only be used once, although you'll have people who will use them more than once, but I'm like, no. And not especially the chicken bones, only once. Maybe beef bones the second time around. But you know, what we're looking for is maximum collagen. We want maximum everything coming out of those bones. In addition to the collagen, you've got L-glycine, which is another amino acid, also good for your gut. You've also got tons of micronutrients that are in there, microminerals. The more bones, the more gelatin. Exactly, Vanessa, bing, you win. That's what makes it jelly, you know? And it's just, when we're in the habit, so here's a way to do it, right? Here's a way to do it. I always we buy food that is always on a bone. Buy meat on a bone, save the bones. Throw them in the freezer and just collect them and always have them. And then in addition, we buy a bag of chicken feet because this is how we do it. And I'm telling you, this is the way to get the maximum you can get out of those bones. And it's just fantastic. Marianne says she uses hers twice. I simply do not. I've done it once, but I use chicken pretty much exclusively, and Marianne, probably you use beef, but the flavor just isn't there, and I'm sorry, but in addition, I would add, if you were gonna use your bones twice, I would add in some chicken feed or something fresh as well and use them again. Sure, there's probably a few minerals left, but you know, what we're doing is trying to go for maximum gusto that we can get out of those bones. How much broth do you drink before your meals? Do you have any kind of supplement that you do before or after your workouts? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, number one. This is where the mindful mug comes in. Now, a mindful mug is being mindful before your meal and having just that moment. It brings you into the place of understanding, do I have a plate that is going to serve my body, right? Is it an anti-inflammatory plate? Do I have my portions right? Am I going to enjoy this food, or am I just going to gulp it down? Am I going to take smaller bites and, you know, be a lady when I eat? That's, for me, that's important, because I gulp, I go fast, and I eat too much. Otherwise, if I'm not mindful, that's my deal. And it's been an old habit that has been a toughie to break, but the mindful mug brings me to the place of understanding and getting centered before the meal. All the difference in the world. All I need is 1 cup. 1 cup. 1 cup is all it takes, and this is probably about a 6-ounce cup, right? And that's what I use. It's fabulous and it works. And if you want your own mindful mug, then order some supplements and I'll send you one. You know the drill. Okay, where am I? Okay, I'm just waiting for my computer. But yes, this is crucial. This is how this whole thing works, and it's amazing. Okay, this is from Cindy. I would like to try this. She's talking about the sprint. Break my fast with a smoothie, then based on hunger, have a meal drink filtered water with she said ACF, but she meant ACV, apple cider vinegar, 30 minutes ahead of the meal with bone broth or hot milk soup. Then I'm confused. Where does the salad come in? Is this in addition to the protein ahead of the soup? So when you're having your meals, the thing is, you can have bone broth, just plain bone broth, or you can make the soup if you want. This is your mindful mug. You can have that beforehand. Or if you want to, I'm using this as a trigger for thinking, for getting into the mindfulness place. Because for me, and for a lot of my coaching clients, I find that being mindless with the eating is where the problems begin. It's the genesis. So if we can get to the place of knocking that problem out by using something to trigger us into good action, that's what the mindful mug is about. So I would say then, if you have the mindful mug ahead of time, that's your soup or bone broth, then when you sit down, you have the salad and you have your protein. That's how the whole thing works. She said, I don't have time to get supplements at this point, but I do have Leptofix and Crave Crusher. Take those, take the Leptofix on an empty stomach, take the Crave Crusher with your other supplements and follow the label. Where do I find the hot milk diet after the sprint? Well, this is from Cindy. Jenny, I'm going to ask you to follow up with Cindy on this. I think Cindy's in Take Back Your Life. So that would be in the membership area. Everything is there. She said, trying to find the session on getting set up for the journal. Also, Cindy, Jenny can help you with that. If you send in an email just in case to community@savingdinner.com, she will help you with that, because I've done, every week I do teachings for my Take Back Your Life community, and one of the things that we did was about setting up your journal. This last week, if you're part of my Take Back Your Life coaching, if you're one of my coaching clients, I did a whole review on the journal and how to make sure that you're using it and be in it every single day. The journal's another tool. We are all about the tools, but tools don't work if they stay in the toolbox. So using this tool is just fantastic. What we're trying to do always is prompt ourselves into the next best behavior, and best behaviors take us to habits that form and create a new framework for our lives. We're interested in that. Okay, this is for Nancy, I think, if I can get to Nancy. Yes. Yes. Come on. There it is. Okay. Nancy says, Thanks for all this information about shrimp. I don't purchase it much because my husband doesn't like it, but once in a while I'll buy it as a special treat just for me. In your opinion, would you say that wild shrimp cut off the coast of North Carolina would be a good choice, besides the other 3 types you mentioned? I've never seen any of those in my market. Always talking about wild Argentinian shrimp and some other things. Wild shrimp is what you want. Wild shrimp is always better. I don't know about this. I don't know how clean North Carolina shrimp is. I know, we had an oil spill off the coast of, where was it, Louisiana, a few years ago. So we need to know, is this clean? I would say probably yes. I would definitely, if you're using it every once in a while as a treat, I wouldn't be as concerned with that, but definitely ask about it, and that would be a really good thing, even to Google how clean is North Carolina shrimp caught off the coast. I've certainly had it before, but that was before the oil fallout. But unfortunately, our little critters have the problem. Is it necessary to soak almonds before eating them? If so, why? So if you have a sensitivity toward almonds, sometimes you can get away with eating them if they're soaked first. It seems to help a little bit with lectins and phytates and everything. Nuts have a little bit of that in there. But you don't need to. But if you do, my strong suggestion is you would soak them overnight, drain them, put them on a cookie sheet with some parchment, and put them in a 200-degree oven and cook them until they're nice and crisp to your liking. Probably that takes about, I'm going to say an hour, but check them, check them. But it's not necessary if you don't have any kind of nut allergy or any kind of sensitivity or anything that you've noticed beforehand. But if you have, then certainly that's what you want to do. And that concludes at 2 o'clock in the afternoon our Q&A. Thanks so much for joining me. What is this? Richard, where are you? So the more bones, the more gelatin. Yes, I said that already. Thank you for joining me today. You guys are amazing. Don't forget, get your Lepta Fix on. It fixes your leptin, you guys. It makes all the difference in the world. And again, our shop is full. Go shopping. Get yourself ready and get ready for the sprint, because come Monday, you're going to see some crazy women. You're going to see some women who are on fire. I'll tell you I am. I'm on fire. I'm all in. Pinkies up, ladies. We're doing this. The sprint starts Monday. Go grab it at savingdinner.com/sprint. I will see you in the Hot Milk group. Bye.